everyone, and welcome to What a Civil Engineer Needs to Know About NavisWorks webinar. My name is Juliana, and I work in MicroCAD in marketing. Today's presenter is Tim Corey, our applications engineer. And in this webinar, we will cover why NavisWorks review and coordination software can improve BIM project delivery. As always, throughout the webinar, you can ask a question at any given point on the left-hand corner. You can ask Tim to revisit a step or ask any questions. This is your time, and we want you to make the most of it. And in the upper left-hand corner, you can find links to our social media and website, and also our YouTube channel, so you can check that out. We post all of our webinars there at the end, so you can share with colleagues or watch it on your own time. And without further ado, we'll pass it on to Tim. Hi, Tim.
Good morning. Hello, everyone. Thank you for attending. I'm going to share my screen so I can show you a few things. Okay. So you probably see my Civil 3D. What I'm going to start with, though, is a PowerPoint slideshow.
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay. So you see that. This is kind of my header page. You see that handsome picture down on the lower side. That's me. Go back. Okay, so we're going to address things like what is NavisWorks. Many of you may have the AEC Industry Collection for your Autodesk subscription, okay, which includes Civil 3D, which is, you know, most likely if you're a civil engineering firm, that's the primary product that you use from that collection. But then many other civils will also use Revit if they're doing some structural design. If you're a multidiscipline firm that also has architects on staff, then you're definitely using Revit. The straight civils may be using some InfraWorks for doing additional design, real quick preliminary design, and then transfer to Civil 3D, et cetera. But we find that most of our civil clients aren't really familiar with NavisWorks and who uses it and why they use it. So NavisWorks is project review software. It's a software that allows a construction firm to gather design data from all the different design teams on a building and construction project. You might imagine, you know, there's going to be, of course, the civil engineer probably doing the sewer and storm drain and sewer design. There's going to be an architect designing the building. There's going to be an MEP engineer doing the mechanical, electrical, plumbing, right? There's going to be other professionals doing other parts of the building. Well, NavisWorks takes all those various file formats, up to 50 different file formats, and lets the contractor put those together into a single model. And that becomes, and you've seen this quote before, a single source of truth, which, I mean, it's kind of become cliche over the years because it's been used so much, but that is an important statement. You want to have a single model that you can go to prove what you think is the right way to build this or not. Okay, so then we talk about what are NavisWorks' major features, and I'll be going through these. And then who uses NavisWorks? Well, the contractor really is the person that uses it mostly, but then the contractor is gathering designs from architects, civil engineer, HVAC designers, structural engineers, could be bridge engineers, other highway engineers, et cetera. That's civil, I guess, but okay. All right. So let's talk a little bit more about what is NavisWorks. 3D model review for AEC projects. So it understands all the Autodesk AEC file formats. And you can see there that first bulleted item combines civil, architectural, MEP, and structural models to create a single whole project 3D model for visualization and virtual walkthroughs. Okay, but then significantly, we can then do clash detection. This is that second bulleted item. So why do I want to clash detect? Well, let's say the architect designs the building and puts in the places where the elevators go, but then the MEP engineer comes in and designs a duct right through an elevator shaft. Well, the clash detection is going to find that for you, rather than, one day the people doing the construction of the duct work, you're not going to get that call saying, hey, man, the plans are showing me to put this right through this elevator shaft. And then everything stops and it's a big hassle and it costs the owner money, et cetera. Well, you do the clash detection ahead of time and it finds most errors in design. Particularly those show up because, this guy's doing this work, this guy's doing this work, and you have to put them together and clash them. Okay, whoops, I keep clicking and it moves another page. So, and you see there link 3D models with time and cost information to simulate 5D construction schedules. So that means take the 3D model, the fourth D is time. So that's an animation, or what we call our timeliner in NavisWorks. And then the 5D can add cost information. So you're not only animating the 3D building of the model, you're also adding cost information to that as well. Okay. And then you can do some measuring and counting areas and getting counts from 2D sheets if you're doing some estimating, et cetera. Okay, so here's a little slide here, and we're going to talk about what you as the CE need to know about clash detection. Well, I find that usually if you're a strict structural, or not structural, strict civil type firm and you're on the project, a good chance what you're doing is sewer, storm drain, and water delivery, right? Which is usually you're connecting to some location outside the building. So you don't really have to worry about designing your storm drain through an elevator shaft, as an example, because you're connecting outside the building away from all those, okay? So, but clash detection is still going to be used on your design that you've passed on to the contractor, and they're going to clash detect against things like sidewalks and other assets that may be in place. Maybe there's existing electrical coming into the site, or there's existing sewer that runs along the street, et cetera. And they just want to make sure that your design doesn't clash with any of that. So your design will be clash detected. Okay, and we talk about why is it important for the contractor to be able to use over 50 file formats. I think on another page I said 60. It's dozens. How's that? Okay, if you're the civil and you're using Civil 3D, you're going to have Autodesk DWG format, right? You can take and just save your drawing with Civil 3D objects in it, and then you can append that to your NavisWorks project, and it'll see your objects and it'll list them all in the selection tree, et cetera. But your colleagues on the project, other professionals on the project, are going to be using different file formats. Maybe they're using MicroStation DGN. They might just be using PDF or Rhino, which is an architectural 3D modeling and rendering software. You can consume Autodesk Recap point clouds, SketchUp files. Some of you may know what SketchUp is. SolidWorks files. So if someone has provided 3D mechanical part type 3D solids design for the project, NavisWorks will use those. Okay, what you're going to do is you're going to connect where they tell you to connect through the project collaboration, the model collaboration. but then the contractor is going to take your drawing file, or if you export NWC, and I'm going to show you how, he's going to take your file and integrate it with all these other files. That's not usually something you as the CE are going to do. The contractor will do that typically. Okay. Page. So some of the things that you'll do for preparing your designs for use by NavisWorks. Okay. Number one, create your design model using Civil 3D. Save your drawing file. Now, just as a DWG, the file can be appended to NavisWorks. But if you want to create the timeliner animations in NavisWorks, these timeliners are construction simulation animations, okay? To be able to do that and break up your like corridors into smaller sections that match, you know, how much the contractor can build in a day or a week or whatever time segment they want to use, then what you want to do is extract 3D solid objects from corridors, surfaces, and pipe networks. Now, if I select a corridor on the screen, I'm going to have an option up on the ribbon, extract corridor solids. If I pick a surface, I'm going to have ability to extract surface solids. And then a pipe network, there's a command I type in called convert to 3D solids. So these will convert these Civil 3D objects into 3D solids, which NavisWorks understands very well, can be appended to NavisWorks, and then those can be used in the timeliner. Okay, now additionally with Civil 3D, there's a command. If you have Civil 3D installed and then you install NavisWorks, then you'll have a command called NWC out, which is one of the NavisWorks exporters. When you do that, it exports from your Civil 3D drawing with Civil 3D objects into a format that a native NavisWorks format, NWC, that's a NavisWorks cache file. Okay, it exports directly to that format, and then NavisWorks can consume that. What is 5D project scheduling? Basically, we show it adds cost analysis to 4D scheduling. 4D scheduling is the 3D model plus time. Okay. Okay, then we talk about construction simulation. I got a couple of videos here. You probably won't be able to hear them through my through the webinar, but I can explain what's going on to you as we go. I've linked these, and then I have where I want to take you so you can watch it. This first one is a video. I do a control click, I think. Oh, click. There it goes. And I want to move that over here. Okay, this one is these ads. Okay. So this is a video by John Sayer, who's a technical marketing manager there at Autodesk. And what he goes through in this entire video is how to, what you do to export your corridor for use in the timeliner. Because we're able to go in with our corridor and set up different regions. And when we export, the exporter can, or when we create the 3D solids, it can put all the little pieces on their own layers. So I could have pave 1 on a layer that's called 0 to 300 pave 1. And then I could have 300 to 7 plus 50 if that's the station range I selected, and pave 2 and aggregate base, etc. Okay. Those being separated like that, that's what allows you then to assign tasks to those within the timeliner. Now I'm going to get I want to go up to 924 here, and then we can just watch how this runs. It's already been set up. Okay, so it's running, and now you can see the different parts of the corridor being added. Okay, we started off with our base material or sub-base material. Then they add a base, a first base material. We have some concrete over on the side for curb gutter. There's some pavement being added. There's sidewalk. Okay. So it shows this. Now what he's showing here is how when he set it up, he said, I want to do 0 to 300. Then it's going to run 300 to 600. So this is a timeliner animation set up for the contractor, showing the contractor what they expect to be able to build. If they've said they can do 300 meters a day, well, this is broken up into 300-meter segments, so it can be accurately depicted in this timeliner. And you'll see the different parts come in over on that second section there. Okay, almost done. And we'll call that good. Okay, so that's an example of what you can do from Civil 3D and in NavisWorks for Timeliner. We got another demo here, Timeliner demo. I want to show you this basic walkthrough, and I'm just going to jump up to 1154. So this one shows a walkthrough. Now this is a building. So this is, oops, 11, I said 54. I just can't, close enough. So this, I'm going to stop that for a sec. This is a walkthrough. So this is something like if you're a structural engineer, you may want to create one of these to give to the contractor or just for yourself, right? Shows you a walkthrough of the project. You can see maybe if there's a place where the railing is bent or it's not got the right elevation on a rail on the stairs or whatever. Okay, so let's go ahead and let this thing run through. So here's a walkthrough. And these are all 3D elements created with Autodesk software, which of course NavisWorks understands. He's showing different ways of doing lighting, which you can run in the middle of the simulation if you want. Now he's going to run a little bit slower. Okay, so you can set the duration. Here he's going to record it to an external file, like an AVI file. Okay, so that could be passed off to your client. Maybe wants this animation. Well, you could save it as an AVI and then just email it or post it or whatever, right? And he's going to show here opening that AVI. Here he's creating it. Now he's opening it with the Windows Media Player, and he's going to play it. Let me expand this a little bit. So this is what you could send off to your client if you wanted, or other stakeholders, right? Or take it into a meeting and play it at your local meeting or whichever. Okay. And I'm going to go like that. And then, okay. So what I was showing was how you extract solids. Okay, then what I'm going to do is select these and isolate those objects. So I want to show you, okay, what I have. And you can see here how the software has separated those different import materials. Okay, do you see that's my pave 1? There's pave, that's first aggregate or first base. There's pave 2. This is the sub base. And then I've got curb over here, etc. So all of those codes basically are import materials being separated like that. That's what allows us to assign those to tasks within our timeliner and do that that animation. Okay, so that's the step that you're going to do as the civil, is you're going to extract the solids from your corridors, or you can also, if I have a come on, AutoCAD, go. Trying to unisolate those objects. There we go. Okay. I can also extract surfaces, regular surfaces. So if I, looks like I don't have any in this drawing, and pipe networks. Okay. So if I had a surface model, let me find a different drawing. Let's go here. So as part of Civil 3D surfaces, I can pick a surface and then up on the ribbon, that's a 3D solid already. Get rid of that. Don't have a surface in here. Well, I thought I was going to show you that, but that doesn't have a surface in it. I'll just go to my tutorial files. There'll be a surface in here. So if I have a drawing, I've got a surface model in here, I can always extract that. Okay, I can select it on the screen, and then you may be familiar with this, where I can extract contours to become polylines. That's pretty common, but here's the extract solids from the surface. Okay, you can give it a depth, that's this distance here, down to like the base. Okay, that's fine. Let's give it a depth of 5. Okay, then what do I want to do with the extracted solid? Put it in this drawing, put it in a different drawing. I'll just put it in this drawing so that you see it. Okay. So this is that 3D solid built from the faces, the tin faces on our surface. Okay, so that's something you're going to do is extract your surfaces, quite likely. Now, of course, with Civil 3D, you can have a million surfaces in the drawing, I mean, theoretically. And so, you know, you may be doing a lot of exporting of surfaces, and you'll work with the contractor on that as to what they're looking for, etc. Okay. So once again, my name is Tim Corey. I'm the civil specialist at MicroCAD. If you're one of our customers and need technical support, feel free to contact me. You see my email address there, or if you go through our help desk, Kelly sends these civil inquiries my way, and I get back as quickly as I possibly can. Okay. I can help you definitely a lot with things like surfacing and corridor design and all that sort of stuff, parcels, etc. So any questions before we turn it back to Juliana?
No, but thank you, Tim, for that wonderful presentation. Yep. And as a reminder for everybody, if you want to learn these topics in detail, as Tim just mentioned, you can always take a custom training with him or someone else on our team. We also offer group classes online. So be sure to be checking our MicroCAD website for future webinars. And I don't know if you have, Tim, the slide for our future webinars.
Were you asking me?
Yeah.
Oh, that slide for those other webinars. Yes, I do have it. Bear with me. Let me get back to that.
Okay, so we can show everybody what's coming up next.
There we go.
Okay.
There we go.
So we have next Thursday, the Inventor 2023 users group, what's new. And on November 3rd, we have Realism in Walkthroughs, Enscape, and Revit webinar. So yeah, be sure to check in our website for future webinars. And thank you everyone for attending. And thank you, Tim. Have a great day.
You're welcome.
Everybody.
Thank you, Julie. Right
Bye-bye.
on.